So what is the worst investment a high achiever can make? You have to understand what type of investments you need to make as a high achiever, or else you end up in the positions you don't want to be in. You have all these different consequences and distractions coming at you from social media, people that want to give you advice that don't know what you actually want for your life. And the issue with that is you start to invest in the things that lead you down the wrong path, whether that's addiction, whether that's some sort of habit you build that you accidentally fell into. It's really bad for you to make certain investments as a high achiever. And I'm gonna go over, the last thing I'm gonna go over is the worst investment I believe a high achiever can make in their journey towards that high achievement. But first we have to talk about what exactly is an investment versus just straight speculation. Because an investment and speculation is not the same thing. An investment, as described by Benjamin Graham, because Benjamin Graham is one of the high-level advisors for Warren Buffett. And we all know Warren Buffett is the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, big company who makes high-level investments in Bank of America, all these different companies. But you have to understand from the perspective of an intelligent investor or someone who makes really big decisions with their money or just decisions in general, an investment is actually something that you put time into, or you put energy into, or financially you put money into, where you're able to maintain your capital and also grow it over the long term. An investment isn't something that you just spend money into and pay money into and you expect to lose money. You know, that's not an investment. An investment is something where you have a safe bet on keeping the capital you put up while also growing it over the long term. And I see a lot of people, even myself, like I remember being a kid and the biggest thing they would talk about was, you know, how you grow your money, you invest in stocks and bonds. But like, without a plan and a true understanding of what a stock and what a bond is, you can't necessarily call it an investment, because you could lose your capital, you could lose your amount of money that you put into that. And that's just financially. Let's talk about an investment that you would try to make as a growing adult or a young adult. You would make investments into relationships. You know, you're trying to invest your time to hopefully find a partner or find someone who can benefit you long term in life. And if you don't understand how relationships work necessarily, or how to validate whether a relationship is a healthy one or not, you end up making poor investments and speculating on that this partner would be a good partner, and speculating on whether this investment would be a good investment. So first, understanding the side of like what is an investment versus what is speculation. You have to actually understand whether you're going to receive value out of something more times than not before you call it an investment, or else it's just speculation and you just assuming everything's going to go well and you're just, you know, all hard eyes at everything, which at the end of the day, nothing is all peaches and cream and rainbows and sunshine and all of that. You have to be really strategic about decisions you make based on data. So understanding that investment, you have to make a plan. So going from investing, once you understand the data, once you understand that, okay, bonds backed by the US government are safer than certain bonds backed by companies, then you understand that, okay, I know more about the type of investments I'm taking. Or if you understand that someone who's good at communicating in a relationship is better than investing in someone who's not good at communicating in a relationship, you would have a safer investment with someone who's a good communicator in like a long-term marriage, friendship, whatever relationship we're talking about. So once you understand based on data what a good relationship or a good investment into a relationship or financially entails, now we have to have a plan. Because ultimately, a good investment is only something that aligns with your long-term plan or your long-term goals for your future. And at the end of the day, nobody knows truly exactly what you're thinking in your mind that your future goals are, except for you. And where people get messed up is that other people are judging you all the time. They're seeing you making decisions and they're saying, okay, I wouldn't do that. He's doing this. It looks nice, but I just couldn't do it. And a lot of times that misunderstanding comes from them not understanding your true plan. And you have to get really comfortable if you're standing out in a positive way, at least I had to, with going into rooms, going and talking to people about what my plans were, telling them that, a teenager was gonna go ahead and buy rental property and they didn't believe me, quote unquote, because they didn't see my plan and they didn't understand the necessary investments I were making into myself. So that's just financially. And then personal wise, I was going into rooms and meeting people, having conversations where it put me in a better position to achieve those goals. So it made me understand that investing based on my plan is all I need. I'm not gonna go into a room when I have a plan of how to get to my goal without understanding that I'm gonna invest in something that's gonna bring me closer to my plan. I'm not gonna invest in something that someone just randomly popped up, tried to sell me, tried to, give me some advice on something I should probably do. Like, no, it's against my plan. And in order to make the smart investment that you wanna make and not invest in something that's actually going to hurt you long term, you have to not only understand what a smart investment is and not speculating on everything, but I had to go learn what a good investment was from different people in the financial space. And then also I had to develop a plan that was based on data as well, because not everything that looks good now will always be good. Different industries rise and fall. It's called the business cycle. You have, the stock market does really well, and then eventually the stock market will crash or drop, and then it'll go back up again. Everything that looks good now will not always be good. So following a plan gives you something stable or relatively stable to the external factors in the world. You following your plan for your life and your goals gives you a framework to make good investment decisions in your life based on how to invest in your body, invest in your relationships, invest in your habits, invest in with your money. This is why the plan is just so crucial, because you need to have a solid foundation. And we can get religious in it and say, my foundation is Christ, but your foundation in the world, in a religious standpoint, if you're Christian, would be Christ. But let's talk about a financial standpoint. What facts do you stand on when you make decisions? Relationally, what type of people do you keep around you so that if something ever does go wrong, you have people to support you? So really fall into that plan and make sure you have a good foundational plan for your investment decisions to stand on. But now let's get into truly what I see as one of the worst financial investments you can make as a high achiever. As a high achiever, if you're following your plan, if you are going and determining how to make an investment and not speculating on your future, then one of the worst mistakes you can make is exactly what I said earlier, being something that's against and not for your plan. So if you're going into rooms getting sold to and not actually receiving and achieving the things that you want in your life, then you're making a bad investment. Like, there's so many young people who, they see things when they're younger, so they believe they deserve it when they get older. Like, they want the nice car, they want the nice house, they want the nice watch, they want the nice everything, this, and that, right? And if you look at it from a standpoint of you're putting your time and your money and your resources towards something, and you want this investment to have a return, you can look at that return as happiness. Are you more happy because you spent your money or your resources on this? Cool. Well, is your plan to be happy, or is your plan to be financially sound, or is your plan to have a good relationship? The type of investments you make to determine whether they're good or bad is going to be based on if it aligns with your plan. So if my plan is to set myself up with a strong foundation, then why would I make a decision that goes against it? And a lot of times people do this because they're not consciously aware of their plan. And this goes back to just the mindset side of things. If you're not consciously aware of the plan that you have set for your life, then consciously you're going to make decisions that go against that plan if you don't constantly remind yourself. That's why vision boards can be powerful if you keep them in your room, because every morning you're reminded of that plan you have set, so that throughout your day you don't make bad decisions that take you away from that plan and make bad investments that take you away from that plan. And that's exactly why people can say, you know, for all their life, they want to be in a better financial position. For all their life, they want to be in a better position, period. But they still make bad purchases. They still make bad investments of their time. They still make bad investments in their relationships. And then they wonder, oh, wow, I haven't hit this plan yet. So ultimately, the bad investment or worst investment you can make as a high achiever isn't, you know, buying a car, a fancy car, any of that nonsense that people will try to spread, but it's truly just any investment that is taking you away from your plan. So, you know, as like a call to action or whatever, the best thing that I did ever was making investments towards my plan. If my plan was to get into rental property at an early age, I made sure every single thing I did aligned with that. I connected with people who were ahead of me. I built habits around financial stability and not financial, you know, ruin. And then I also built how I thought around prioritizing my plan. So buying courses around it, I invested in that financially. I invested my time into the rooms that would teach me things, and that's the best investment for me. But the worst investment for me would have been doing anything that took me off that track. So call to action or whatever, get clear on the plan, get clear on if you're investing in something or if you're just speculating that things are just gonna always go well for you, and make sure that you don't make a poor investment for your goals. And at the end of the day, if y'all want help on that, you know, subscribe to the newsletter, go ahead and hit me on Instagram at ITSKUYE, and thank you so much.